This is week 4 of Patrick Lecture 211, which is Outer Events Reflect Self-Creation. And week 4, I combined some things to answer the question, well, what do I do about it? Nice concept, what do I do now? And the guide is advocating that one of the things you can do is to follow your inner movement. And of course, questions come up. What does that mean? What does it mean to follow? What is the inner movement, etc.? And so what I focus on is to remind people that they already know. They experience inner movement all the time. We don't necessarily identify it that way. So it's helpful to identify it as an inner movement rather than what it has been called in the past. I'll give you some examples. Curiosity. Curiosity makes you perk up your ears and look around and ask questions. Something in you wants to know something. That is an inner movement. It's certainly not outer. I'm not saying to be a detective. I'm saying sheer curiosity and how it inspires you. Inspiration is an inner movement. Interests, what you're attracted to. Now, one way to classify this is eros, but people think that that has to do with romance. I see eros in a broader sense. It's talked about in Patrick Lecture 44, Love, Eros, and Sex. Eros is the movement of the soul towards something. The soul knows what you need, and it just reaches out. And I like to describe eros as if you've got a Labrador puppy, and it's sitting on your lap, and the next thing you know, it's on somebody else's lap or running down the street or into something, and you have to go get it and pull it back and leash it. Well, it's showing you something. There's some part of you that is attracted to someone, that is interested in something, that is inspired by, that needs something, and eros leaps out of you and moves you. It encourages you to do wild and crazy things that you would never have thought you would do because it's so pleasurable. So being attracted to is an inner movement. Recoiling from something is an inner movement. The recoiling that happens before you realize what you've done, the involuntary pulling back. Now that's similar to instinct, the instinct not to be poisoned or to be bitten. I'm talking about an emotional feeling, emotional sense of recoiling from, of knowing that this is not good for me. This is not what I want. This is toxic to who I want to be or who I want, what I want to do right now. So that we recoil. It's an inner movement. Boredom is an inner movement. Now, numbness, where you just zone out, that's a little bit different. But boredom is a sense of being antsy. Boredom is wanting to do something, but not knowing what it is and not liking what's going on at the moment and casting your eyes elsewhere and fiddling with things. And this is an inner movement that may be telling you, wrong time, wrong place, move on, find something else to do. It may be telling you a number of things, and that's the tricky part about inner movement, is it needs to be examined. If you use cliches or you allow someone to judge your inner movement and tell you what it means, or they've done that in the past and you are running with that, you're going to be running on false information. So what is causing that? Well, one of the things that can cause inner movement is, and I'm talking about a retreat from and a pulling away from inner movement, is fear. We have a fear reaction. Why? Because we already know what we don't want to know. And that makes my heart sing, because it means we have the knowing and we've been trying to repress it. And this inner movement is starting to disturb it. And we know the danger we have diagnosed it as danger to know or feel something. So we need to put that back and put the lid on very quickly. Very often in this work, what happens is that people start crying or they get scared or they start an emotional process and they don't know how that happened. They just start falling apart in a workshop or a class or just by reading a lecture or other materials. I focus on lectures, but that can happen anytime. We just suddenly fall apart and we don't know why. And that's scary. Are we having a nervous breakdown? We want to know what's going on. And inner movement isn't always generous with information. And if we haven't done a lot of self-search, we may not be able to sort through all these feelings and fears and personality judgments and history and experience and sort this out. And we may go for easy answers, which is going to make things even more difficult for us. So why would we have a fear reaction? Either we know something is moving that we have decided to repress, or we don't know what it is, and we're terrified. Now, I look for real life examples of this. I have them in my own life, and I can name them. They're messier stories or longer stories. So I found a news article in the past few weeks that reflected an experience that I also had. This news article was about a chamber that was built to keep all sound out. And it's called an anechoic chamber, without echo. And it's in the minus decibels, minus 64 something decibels. It's shells within shells within shells, keeps all the noise out. It's very useful for scientific experiments and etc. But I want to talk about the human reaction to such an experiment. And that is what caught my eye is that the longest time anyone has been able to stay in that chamber is 55 minutes. It's not a contest. That's just it. Nobody will stay in there longer than 55 minutes. It is difficult to go into that profound a change in life experience. We just don't know what to do with it. And when you have all external sound, which you may not be aware of because we're so used to white noise in the background, when absolutely every bit of sound is muffled, drained, protected against, you can hear your own blood flowing, not just in your ears, which some of you may have in the past, but you can hear your heart pumping and you can hear the swooshing of your own blood moving through your body. It's disorienting. It takes some getting used to, and there's no reason to spend days in that chamber. But what struck me is that nobody had been able to stay in for more than 55 minutes. And with scientists learning different things, if it had been easy, they would have. So there must have been something difficult about being left alone with just the sound of our own body. So imagine what it's like when you're not used to feeling your real self, your spirit, a deeper part of you, and you feel these urges and these questions and these desires, you feel them and you don't know what they're about. It can be scary. So once again, people often break down over very, very tiny things. I have done so myself. It is an accumulation where we didn't notice the accumulation happening until it pierced our consciousness. And all of a sudden we have an outflow of grief, and we didn't realize that we were adding up all these grieving thoughts and sadnesses until they overflow. So back to inner movement. You may need to study an inner movement. One of the participants just gave me a really good example. They said, it's a little bit like when you start ballet or you start to study ballet and you're doing the exercises in front of a mirror, and we're not used to looking at ourselves sometimes. We're maybe self-conscious about looking at ourselves. And so we don't really want to focus. We don't want to take the objective evidence that the mirror gives us of what the outer movement looks like. And so we don't take in the information and we can't self-correct. We can't see what needs to be done. With inner movement, it's even harder because it's inner movement. It's not something that is easily reflected, even though that's the topic of this lecture. And I'll get to that in a moment. Inner movement is abstract. Inner movement is unique to you, and it may be something you've experienced hundreds of thousands of times, or it may be brand new. We may not have a template for what this is about. It may frighten us. It may unnerve us. Not knowing what it is and being a little bit afraid of the power of this inner movement. So we don't pay attention to it. And then after it spends itself, we think we're done. And then next time it comes up again, we're still not prepared. So we need to study the inner movements. Now this lecture is Patrick lecture 211. So there's 210 lectures before this, plus give or take 100 Q&A sessions, a lot of material before this point. This is where a lot of that work can come into play. When you are studying inner movement, it is important to be able to differentiate fear, to differentiate pride, ego, self-will, to differentiate inner movements that come from the real self versus inner movements that come from anxiety, a more superficial layer of ourselves. So this is where all the things that you may have learned in the Patrick lectures can come into play. However, if this is the first lecture you've read, that's okay too. It may intrigue you or entice you to go back and look at these elements that will help you study your inner movements. Now, where does studying the inner movement have to do with outer events reflect self-creation? The outer events, like a mirror, reflect to you what you have produced and how you interact with it. The self-creation has to do with those inner movements. So to see what the self-creation is about, you need to study inner movements. Self-creation creates. Something is happening. Something is produced when we create. It is just harder to work with abstractions than outer events. So if I was going to try to think of an example, but I probably won't be able to right now. I've done it so many times in the past. I'm going to let that one go. Other lectures and other tools and other ways of understanding yourself can help you pick out these different elements and start to study and figure out what this inner movement is, what it might mean for you. And then, of course, the guide suggests prayer and meditation. There are a dozen lectures on prayer and meditation, various types and kinds. Pick the kind that works for you. There are other kinds besides Patrick suggestions. Pick that. The idea of prayer and meditation is to get you used to noticing the inner movements. So it really doesn't matter what style you use, as long as the purpose is to notice. And that's why the prejudice that I had, and many people have, that meditation, you're supposed to still your mind and not think, Patrick disagrees with that. And I think a lot of modalities disagree with that. You can't do that. People may describe it that way, but that's their description. That's not necessarily what's actually happening. They may be describing a sense of peace, but that peace may have a vibration, movement inside that they are not identifying as distracting. They're comfortable with it, so that they say, I feel at peace, when they have a smooth vibration that they understand and trust. That's different from saying, my mind is blank, nothing is going on. So, prayer and meditation. Why prayer? To ask for help, to ask for guidance, to ask for understanding, strength, and courage, to ask and hear your own answers. If you can hear sirens in the background, I apologize. Brooklyn in the summer. So prayer and meditation are tools that you use. to help you find, to help you hear, and then you ask questions and you go look and you bring back. And this is part of outer events reflect self-creation. An outer event may disturb you. So the work is to find out why it disturbed you and what it disturbed, what that means, how this all fits together, rather than making the outer event stop. So discomfort, in a joke way, discomfort in pathwork is a good thing. That's great. You're upset. I'm so sorry. How's it going for you? Because being upset means something is in motion and it needs to be looked at and examined, which may take a while. So we have this to-do list that may last days or weeks or hours. It's not pleasant or comfortable, but it's not a threat. It's not dangerous. And there's a potential there of finding a deeper reality, a deeper understanding that will prevent us from going through that same emotional churn day after day, week after week. So, bit of a chat on following inner movement. Last section of Pathwork Lecture 211, Outer Events Reflect Self-Creation. Thanks for listening, and I hope you read the lecture.